Hey everybody, welcome to the Two Comma Coffee Club. I'm Lene, and we have Valerie and Michelle, and we have a special guest, Kathy, today. And so,
hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Hey.
We're so excited to have you here with us, for sure.
I'm excited.
So a good topic of discussion that we had already kind of started was talking about hiding. And one of those things that kind of started the conversation was, say, being a smoker, which I have that identification, and so does Kathy. Kind of what comes with that state, the things we manifest, like in my experience would be, I literally have like 5-year-olds who see me like outside smoking, like my son's friends, and they'll be like, that's bad for you. I'm like, excuse me, this is my house, and I'm all getting defensive towards a 5-year-old. But it's like, because there's obviously something in me that's hiding that or feeling it's bad or something, I'm bringing that in and people are commenting. Have you experienced that too?
Yep. Oh, all the time. Yeah.
And I'm sure it's not just smoking, but like even drinking. Like I know, and I don't drink anymore, but in the past, every weekend, it was party time. I had my vodka, had my choice selection of mixers, and it was party time. And I would have people be like, well, you're a mom. Why are you partying on the weekend? And I'm like, what is that, like in the rule book that I can't enjoy myself because I'm a mom? Like, what the hell? And it's just really weird, like seeing things like that. And you see out in society, right? Drinking, smoking, doing drugs, even marijuana, like them calling that a drug is just frowned upon. And actually, I think alcohol of all things is more, accepted than even smoking a cigarette, which is crazy to me because I have met more people destroy their lives with alcohol than I have smoking. So it's kind of like this weird thing. And, the world is us pushed out. So like we're seeing these experiences, it's coming back to us because of what we're believing about it to begin with.
Well, when I was about 13 years old, I started smoking, and I was up in my bedroom doing it, and I heard my sister come, and I put the cigarette in between the mattress, and I left.
Oh shit.
I was trying to hide it. And of course the fire truck came, and after that, I was always shamed for it.
Yep.
Always, I was always pointed out as the troublemaker or the bad one or whatever. And I think I took on that feeling like, yeah, they're right.
Yeah.
So I never stood up for myself. Like, who are you to say what's right and wrong for me? So I think I've started to come out of this, like, since discovering Neville, but it's still there. I still see it.
Yeah.
Give us a bit of your backstory, Kathy. How did you actually come to the teachings of Neville Goddard?
I think, through law of attraction, I was listening to a lot of that, and somehow I came across 2020. And
that's what usually happens. I just have to say, that's what leads us to 20 is the connection. Sooner or later, as he says, he's inescapable on the internet. That you're going to find him. Yeah.
I really can't remember, but it's been about a year.
And how was your life prior to having the teachings of Neville in your life?
More fucked than ever. Excuse my language, but
you're talking our language.
I was a walking shell, literally.
Yeah.
Like,
so did you feel you felt that you'd lost yourself, really?
I was just ashamed of myself.
So you were in that state of shame.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens, because what you see now, and more of it on social media, is shaming people for something. Somebody's going to, whatever it is, they're either going to try and shame people for their weight, for their attitude, for their politics, for their eating habits or drinking habits, or what they're saying. So somebody's, or how much money they have, or whatever it is, somebody's going to try to come up with a new angle on shaming. And you just got to go, fuck off. This is who I am. And I'm standing in that state, in that power. And once you had the understanding of how powerful that is, you were able to move forward. Now, as far as like smoking, as something that is natural to you, I think what happens is at various times, especially if you're now in a fitness path, it doesn't mean that the fitness is superior. This is a big misunderstanding people have. They think, well, I'm going to be fitness hotshot, and that the fitness somehow suddenly makes them, it may help their self-esteem, because their bodies will feel better. And then they start looking for, well, maybe I need to eat a little bit differently because I need more energy for what I'm doing. So they start changing up what they're eating. But then they feel like, well, then I really shouldn't be having a smoke, or even having that little glass of wine, even though they're saying health benefits, or go and have the margarita, go and have the Manhattan, whatever it is. Because, on the one hand, you also have people scientifically coming out and saying, certain types of alcohol are actually beneficial. But so in any kind of moderation, there's an old expression that goes, everything in moderation, ... All
right.
Including moderation. So there's times when you just want to take even that and go, no, I'm going to have a good time tonight. Don't worry, I'm not driving. I can have a good time. So
yeah.
So there's, and then if there's something that either your emotional or physical body or your imaginal state that is, as we always say, the basic motto is imaginal experience precedes or leads or is the driver of your physical experience out in the world. But it also starts to change what happens in your body or what your body suddenly wants. So the more you get into your fitness path, you don't have to mentalize over, well, then I should be having X fuel to build my creatine levels and this and that. No, your body's going to kind of guide you. So if you do an intense workout, you may go, I was just on the treadmill for 40 minutes and it's like, I don't feel like I need that cigarette. But it's not because it's politically better or socially better or superior versus no. It's that your body just your state is now showing you the physical experience.
Well, back in 2011, I did bodybuilding. I actually did a fitness competition.
Mm-hmm.
And after that was over, I kind of just went, instead of moving up in that world, I kind of went just to fitness classes and didn't want to do the shows anymore, because it's a lot of regimen on your body to eat that way. And the girls were younger than me. I mean, I was 40 something, they were 20. It cost a lot of money to do it. It just wasn't something I wanted to do again.
The competitive, you mean the competitive?
Yeah. And then I'd say maybe 6 months ago, back in November, I picked it up again after not wanting to do anything for like a year. I just wanted to sit home, eat, and just feel sorry for myself. And then I started, doing the Neville. I was using the mirror exercise. I think Cody T. Yep, she did a nice little class. It was like a beauty kind of class, and she used the mirror technique, and I started to use that. Like, I'd go to bed imagining looking in the mirror and being satisfied with myself. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like I was trying to change this or that or anything, my hair or face, or I just looked in the mirror and felt I can accept myself. And I started getting out there more and more. And, now, I'm doing this little black dress thing. Yep. The reveal be like February 22nd. And whoever, loses the most body fat is the winner. So
that's exciting.
I know, and I'm getting there. I'm pretty lean. I'm at 17% body fat.
Wow.
Wow, and you're coming out.
I'm
at like 28.
So I got a good chance on it.
That's amazing.
I kind of feel like a competitive type of person, but there's other people at the gym that, they're holding their own. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Terrific.
Yeah.
So, well, it's the feeling of satisfaction. I mean, believe me, because I've taught fitness classes for a long time and group fitness, and there is that huge satisfaction you get out of participating in something like that.
I can do just as well as somebody who doesn't smoke.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I have this persona that I'm not. I'm up there with all the other women that are in like a good class of physical fitness. So I even want to be a physical fitness trainer. That can't
go for it.
Your
state of trainer.
This is so funny because when I have talked to other people who are into fitness, like I am, and as a smoker, it's funny because other people into fitness that smoke are drawn to me, and I'll end up talking to them and they talk about the hiding thing. I think that's so funny. That's so funny because I'm like, oh shit, me too.
Yeah. Well, isn't that an interesting direction to approach in your career as a manifesting mentor? Is people who are in fitness, that it seems like it's this skizzy thing, but a lot of people still have that, and it's like they don't know they can't figure it out in themselves. Why do I still
inspire the misfits?
But believe me,
right,
there are people. Oh, let me tell you, there are definitely people in the yoga world, in the food world, health food world. If you caught them off guard, you'd probably find, and I'm, not trying to out anybody. It's just, I just know from personal experience that, there are people who, wanted to get into fitness to be healthier, but it takes time to let go of what's, for the body to be ready to let go. What also happens is a lot of people, and I've been there too for different reasons, will suddenly get this drive, to be healthy, to be pure. I have to now radically change my diet. I have to do cleanses. I do these detoxes. But you can get very attached to those things, to those states, and they can end up being very hard on the body, on the psyche, rather than a balanced approach. There's a balanced approach to everything, but people can end up getting fixated on that to where it almost becomes a disorder. You can get disordered around any of these states. So yeah.
And when we delve a little bit deeper, it's about your preconceived beliefs and that deep core values about conditions and conformed you to believe in that way. So the good thing now, though, Kathy, is that you've actually acknowledged it. So you feel that people are making you feel like that. So the family, the peers, whoever you're meeting in the health sector, society are telling us how bad things are. But actually, it all boils down to the simplicity of it doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. And when you're acknowledging that, then your state can completely change. And so long as you just go, stop, hang on, what is it that I desire? If you want to have a cigarette and still go win the contest, then that's what you're damn well going to do.
Mm-hmm. I always smoked a cigarette. So I was in the military and we had to do a PT test every 6 months. and I would smoke my good luck cigarette in the parking lot of the gym before going to do my PT test. And then I do my congratulatory cigarette when I'm done. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the funniest things I ever saw, there was a video clip, and I think it was a real thing. And this quite elderly gentleman who competed in like senior marathons, and I think he's somewhere in the UK. And because his primary habit was every so often he would be on this marathon, and he'd take a break and he'd go for a Guinness, or just before he started, he'd sit in the pub and have a Guinness and a smoke.
Yeah.
And then off he'd go, full of energy. Yeah, that's how he functioned.
They did that in
really
Germany.
Funny how our belief and the mirroring of it's ourselves being pushed out. Actually, we're creating the states of fear, of guilt, of unfulfillment. It's all about us. And the second we realize that none of that matters and we don't care, to hell with whatever and what we think people believe, that is when your journey starts to progress and move forward in the direction that you want.
Yeah, because I always feel like the outcast, like I'm the sore thumb in the group, you know?
Yeah, but that's where you've got to change that feeling, Kathy, because you're not. Hell, we don't know you and you belong here.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in that state of satisfaction, of you know, feeling good about everything that's going on, you know, then the rest falls away. It's not about what other people think, you know, or if they feel that, oh, if they only knew, what would they think, you know? But are you functioning off that? Maybe they would go like, wow, how does she do it? You know, maybe they would turn out to be more like, oh my God, you know, it's working, you know, it works, you know.
Maybe if you turned it into one of those congratulatory conversations of your friend saying something positive about the thing that you're scared that they're thinking about, then that will also help shift it, won't it?
Like, oh, I wouldn't even have known.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Exactly.
Or damn, like I wish I could smoke cigarettes and be as fit as you.
Right?
Dying while I'm running. I mean, I've actually heard that, like, how can you run so far while like after you've smoked? And I'm like, I don't know. It's almost like it gives me a superpower. I'm like, I can breathe through anything.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's different for everybody, you know.
Like, hey,
I even started singing lessons with Alexandra.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
She'll be on with us soon too.
We're gonna do she's got a master class coming up. I've done some lessons with her before, and now I'm gonna do this. So it's like it's helped me like speak clearer, you know, and come out of the shell more. So I'm finding, as I put my attention on doing things to help me rather than hiding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like coming on here, like if I come out with it, then I mean the world's gonna know, and I have nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah. And you and other people will see that and be like, oh man, I am like feeling better, and they can change that meaning for themselves too.
Right.
Well, that's, you know, that's right. A lot of these things can, you know, can change. See, this is the thing, is that when we're doing something that we feel is somewhat illicit, that we walk around feeling like there's a neon sign over our head.
Yeah.
You know, but really it's, you know, in an
It's
ideal
kind
way, we would make
sorry.
No. And I'm just saying, you know, that it has a lot to, you see, the way we feel whether we're going to be accepted. This is what Neville is really, you know, Neville's teaching and 20s teaching is really showing us, is that the things that we feel are superimposed on us by what we think other people are thinking, you know, as if they have an x-ray or something into us or whatever. And, you know, whether or not to feel bad about it. In my case, it's being a yoga teacher who is not 100% vegetarian. And it just works better for me because the healer I happen to started working with over about 20 years ago, you got to get some proteins, animal protein in your body just to get over what it is that you need. So a lot of people today who are vegan or vegetarian or have done a certain type of it. And I was down that road myself, kind of feeling like, trying to convert everybody in my life, my loved ones who had a harder time with it for all kinds of reasons, or, having expectations or lecturing people, or, you get on that and suddenly you want to go out there and spread it out to people. But in the long term, it wasn't right for my life. And so somebody once was doing a reading, like a psychic thing, a psychic person. And she said, I said, you're a yoga teacher. She said, yeah. She said, and yet you eat meat. So it's like, but really, if you look at aspects of things in Hinduism, there were reasons why animals, eating animals was taken away, which I do with animal sacrifices, and it was a long story. But in any case, there are other aspects of that, other branches that do a lot of things like that, where they drink and they smoke or whatever, So it really depends where you're coming from, but you also have to be comfortable in yourself and go your own path and not worry what other people may say to try to condemn you or tell you all the reasons why it's better for the planet, which, yes, there's some things, but you can make cases against that too. You can say, or it's better for the, for your health. That depends on the person. You can decide a lot of things. And I've seen people suffer a lot trying to stay on those diets when they really needed to be a little easier on themselves, having been there myself, So it just really in the end comes back to very clearly walking your own walk, talking your own talk. And that's why it's wonderful to understand that. And that's how, what Neville teaches really helps that.
So Kathy, what are your plans for the future then?
Like I said, I'd love to, be a personal trainer,
right.
And just for people that think they can't do it, that they can't do something because of.
Yeah, so stopping the excuses and helping others to be the person that they've always wanted to be.
And not even to have a specific kind of body, but I mean, some people want to work out, but they feel ashamed.
Right. And they're embarrassed to go to the gym.
Yep.
Yeah.
For others to see them. And
I'd be one of those people. I'd end up like on the treadmill and I'd just go like that, flat my face and all that.
Face plant.
You know what? I've only got little legs. Couldn't keep up.
Well, it's like people who feel they have to be flexible before they can walk into a yoga class.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's the opposite, right? You know, that's why we're here, is to start where you are. I mean, sure, there's classes that are at different levels, but the way I know I've always taught, or if somebody's teaching absolute beginners, newbies, no, come as you are, come being tight, come being with things out of whack, this is what like straighten it out.
It's like having a cleaner and cleaning your house before she arrives.
That's the same thing.
Oh shit, I used to do that, actually.
That's my primary job. I have a housekeeping business, so I know all about that.
Yeah, like, I gotta clean before the cleaner comes.
Or they're like, nah, Kathy will do it.
It's funny. It's funny when I started doing jujitsu, I hated like UFC fighting. I hated boxing. I hated anything fighting. I thought it was so stupid to fight people. And so I, out of nowhere, was like, you know what? I'm going to try jujitsu, which is ground fighting, if you didn't know. And so it was kind of like, I did that initial like, oh, but I need to learn. I need to see what this is about. I need to make sure I'm in shape before I go do this. And then finally my friend was like, no, just show up. You'll learn all that. And then now I love it. And then now I even watch fighting, like on like the UFC nights on Saturdays. So now it's like I got there, but like I had to just finally just be like, screw it. I'm just going to do it. And then that state came, like I stepped into it.
The screw
And I
it, do
got
it
my ass
state.
in shape. There was no getting away from it. If you want to survive, grappling with someone, you're going to get in shape real quick. You're going to learn how to breathe properly real quick. So.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot to show that you have to offer. That's the thing. People, rather than people feel intimidated, you're taking that out, of the equation, so that you're showing people, listen, if I can do it, which is what I often say to people, anybody can do it. It's like just give yourself, the problem is that people do come in with all these judgments, and maybe they're there because their doctor said to do it, or because their boyfriend or girlfriend was doing it and got
they feel unattractive. A lot of people feel unattractive, don't they?
Oh my gosh, Kathy, you probably see that all the time. People feeling like, they're not attractive, or how are they going to look doing this, or they're going to, like it's a class, it's like, don't worry. Can you do all the moves? Can you do all the stuff perfectly? No, but that's why they have people there to help you,
right,
in the gym, who that's their life, is helping people to break through, so it's a fantastic mission that you can bring to people.
Well,
it's
there was a funny story today. The fitness instructor said, "Are you married?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, I have a nice vest that my company, they're giving them away." And I was like, "Sure." She wanted me to give it to my husband, but he's a little bit bigger, so it wouldn't have fit him. And I'm like, "Oh, I thought you were asking me on a date." Wasn't. He was not. So now I feel like, oh my God, what did I just say?
Oh no.
No, don't worry about that.
I know, I had to laugh it off. It was like, oh, foot in my mouth, like asking somebody if they're pregnant and they're not.
Hey, maybe she was, and she changed her mind when you said you were married.
Right.
There you go.
There you go.
It's the meaning, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to laugh it off.
The good thing is that you felt attractive.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
See, you were in the state of somebody's attracted to me.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
Isn't that the best?
That's what I was going to say earlier about the coming out thing. It is kind of like when we said we feel like we've got the neon light over our head. It is like when you were a virgin and you had sex for the first time and you were sure everybody knew.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Right. That's right. So it's that's the thing. It's like you're Kathy, you're like a fun person, and that would be so great that if you were training somebody, you could help them laugh and feel good about themselves, and that's such a gift.
Jokes.
And crack jokes, and
yeah,
all kind of cool
Raunchy
things.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's really inspiring. I can see you doing videos.
Well, the housekeeping thing, I've had my own cleaning company for about 7 years, but just this year it's been like, I don't know.
About,
maybe it's because you're changing your state. You're saying that happened in the last year. Look at the changes you've made to your life in the last year since the teachings of Neville came in, and so now maybe it's time for your journey to go another way. That business could probably run itself while you went and explored elsewhere.
I kind of don't want to be a maid anymore.
Yeah. It's time to do something else, so
and that's okay.
Yeah,
it's as if you've fed it, you've nourished it all of them years, and when you get to a point where you're done and you don't feel like you can nourish it anymore, it's like the attitude of Abdullah comes in, and that will probably come for you where you'll go, that's it, it's time to shut the door on that and move forwards. Ooh, yeah. Because you've already got this idea in your head, you want to do it.
Right. I like the physical aspect of it. I carry stuff, everything's so physical, but then it's like, this makes sense too, what I want to do.
Definitely. Be getting a personal training certificate. And
Too bad
Well,
I'm not
how
in Texas.
about you
Should
can
not be there.
test it on us ladies and we'll all join you for a virtual lesson.
Well,
Yeah.
I have one
Yeah.
that I'm testing it on. She's actually in the club, and that's Sarah. She reached out to me for some help, and we're gonna see what she does with it. It's all for her. It's all her. So we'll see if some of my knowledge comes in handy and see how it helps her out.
Just to inspire you, my aunt, she's been a personal trainer for God knows how long, and she's done all the body competitions and all of that too. She's had a very, very successful online, this was before other people were online, but she's had an online program for her fitness classes for years. Like, I was living in Germany 4 years ago, so I was doing it while I was over in Germany. So this has been a long time, and she's like still doing it. And then people have accountability. So she'll put them on like a 6-week program and they have to post their results. She had like 15 different groups going at the same time. And,
See?
I mean, she and she loves what she does. And now like she goes and speaks at schools and stuff. And so it's something to think about.
Yeah. Let's face it, Kathy, you're already a businesswoman. You are already into fitness. You are already there. You've already got the tools because it's within you. It's that I am God. It's not believing in God. It's that you are, and you being the operant power. I say, go get him, girl.
Right. Yeah. If anything, with the certifications, you learn more about everything about it anyway, so it's just a bonus.
Yeah, you do great. I mean, I see you doing even now, you know, videos of you doing some of your routine, you know, and sharing how it works for you, your good days, your off days, you know. It's what people are doing. They even show when it, you know, like they're trying to do some kind of crazy difficult handstand move or something in yoga. It doesn't work, you know, and then they show you what it really looks like, you know, and it's kind of great because you see good. They're not, you know, it's not this curated image, this cultivated image. It's always perfect. So people always kind of like, oh, I'll never be able to live up to that. So yeah, it's doable, it's livable, and it would be fun to see what you could produce, you know.
Yeah.
And share
everybody at home, watch this space. You might be signing up to one of Kathy's courses in the near future.
Yes, definitely. We'll be joining you.
So, yeah. Well, thank you for coming today, Kathy.
Thank you. I just feel like I'm part of it now. Like,
well, you are.
You sure are. It's been great having you on with us, Kathy. Thank you so much for making the time.
And we'll definitely love to follow up with you in a few months to see what's taken off for you.
And I'll let you know about the little black dress.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a red carpet event and everything.
I love it.
Sweet. Wow. That's exciting. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining. And as always, you can email us at 2commacoffeeclub@gmail.com. And of course, comment, like, and share our videos. And until next time, see y'all then.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you soon.